Cape Town. Our reporter Vanessa Poonah is standing by. Vanessa, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for coming through. What's the situation like as it is now? We understand that stun grenades have been fired.
Yes, Melissa, good afternoon to you. That was a short while ago outside one of the entrances of the Cape Town International Convention Centre. At the moment, the group that have been protesting and demonstrating there have moved here to the roadway at Lower Buitengracht Street in Cape Town. And I'll just ask my cameraman to show you exactly what's happening behind me. You'll see that traffic is being blocked on all quarters. To the left of me at the moment is the Cape Town International Convention Centre. Of course, what you're seeing in front of you is this group that have been protesting all morning right here at the International Convention Centre as the World Economic Forum meeting for Africa is underway. And of course, this protest action part of what we've seen happening for the duration of the day, an outrage against gender-based violence. And of course, I can just show you, if I can just move slightly, I don't know whether we'll be able to see quite a large contingent of police and law enforcement officials at the moment, also keeping a close watch on proceedings as well as members from the various law enforcement agencies. And now that behind you, of course, you'll see that's the entrance to the V&A waterfront. The road has been blocked off there by traffic officials. Also, at this time, it's 3:30, a peak hour traffic really starting in Cape Town. And in this point in time, it seems as though if this demonstration carries on, it could be quite a long wait in traffic today as this demonstration carries on. Of course, some of the protesters and demonstrators sitting down on the tarred roadway here. Some of them also demonstrating in front of vehicles. You'll see that behind that group there's of course a number of vehicles that cannot move at this point in time, and the banners that we've seen are the same banners we've seen all day, calling for justice, not just for Yinene, but justice for each and every woman in South Africa that is a victim to potential rape, potential violence, sexual assaults, as well as murders. And at the moment I see a water cannon moving in. I'm not quite sure which way they will be going. We've also had reports earlier of water cannons being used on a group of demonstrators. That was not where we were at the Cape Town International Convention Centre, but that was a short while ago. Now, some sirens at the moment. I'm just going to step out of shot. I want you to see what's happening behind me. At the moment, there we go. Students, learners from high schools across Cape Town, as well as members of the Total Shutdown movement. We've spoken to some of them saying that they're ordinary South Africans, ordinary citizens that feel insulted because it's an ongoing scourge of violence against women and children. And this, of course, the scenes that you're seeing here in Cape Town at the moment, as one of the major thoroughfares is being blocked at the moment. People chanting and singing, and of course holding hands, some of them, some brandishing placards saying "Stop killing us." And it's all as part of that movement after what has become or known as the pinnacle of the scourge of violence against women and children. 19-year-old Yinene Mqwetana's death at the hands allegedly of a post office worker who the state says has confessed. We do know that last night a house in Khayelitsha had been set alight. We understand that it belonged to the suspect, who the court had placed a ban on identifying him at this point in time. And our team has been out there today speaking to residents of that section of Khayelitsha. We also have on our various social media pages, the Western Cape SABC Facebook page, for example, you'll see the visuals as well as pictures of that burnt out and destroyed house. But at the moment, it doesn't seem as though these protesters are going anywhere, because they are chanting, they are singing, and their message is clear: they will not be moved until the scourge of violence against women and children is addressed.
Yeah, and part of what they were saying earlier on, the protesters, Vanessa, is asking where President Cyril Ramaphosa is. We know, of course, that the leaders are currently locked in meetings inside the venue as it is now. Is there a possibility really of any of the leaders coming down to address the protesters?
Well, what we've heard from this group and others that had joined them earlier on today is that they will not speak to any other representative. Some women have been telling us that they feel insulted that the president has not come out to address them personally. They are saying that he should not be addressing world leaders, he should be addressing his children, as one of the ladies that we've spoken to has described those that have come out here today, saying that President Cyril Ramaphosa's children are being killed, are being raped, are being maimed, And the children they're talking about, of course, are the women that we see being brutalized on the streets, in their homes, and in the case of Unene, at a post office, a government building, a place where she should be safe to collect a parcel. That is the outrage, Palesa, that we've seen happening, and I think hers was just the latest in a spate of killing of young women and children, not just in Cape Town but across South Africa. But in Cape Town in recent weeks there have been many young women. 19-year-old Jessie Hess from Parow, she was a UWC student, and we understand that a memorial service has also taken place or is underway at UWC today for Jessie Hess, 19-year-old student who was murdered in her home along with her 85-year-old grandfather. Also, there's been the case of Lynette Volkskenk, a woman whose body was mutilated, found in bags in a flat in an apartment in Bellville. There's been the case of Yannicka Mallow, a 14-year-old girl whose battered body was found in her grandmother's yard in Hines Park. So, of course, these just some of the brutal murders that has taken place over the past while, which I think culminated in this kind of mass action we see today as protesters, demonstrators take to the streets of Cape Town, blocking a major thoroughfare, and the police are on the scene, quite a large police contingent at the moment, quite a number of police vehicles as well as a water cannon, and of course we understand that they at this point in time are monitoring the situation, as we will be monitoring the situation as this demonstration continues here in Cape Town today.
All right, we'll keep a very close eye on the developments there. Reporter Vanessa Poonah reporting live from the World Economic Forum on Africa meeting currently taking place in Cape Town.